Hey, welcome to the Huntsville Hustle podcast. We're going to share stories of grit, growth, greatness, and caffeine in this one right here. So we got my friend Angel Hussain. She's the owner of Angel's Island Coffee, the bright orange building. You've probably seen it. If not, you got to get over there. So I'm very excited for you to meet her and learn more about her story. So Angel, thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Absolutely, yeah. So you got an interesting story. I want people to learn more about it. So we'll kind of take it back to the beginning. What's the story about how you did get started?
Well, I lived in the Fiji Islands as a missionary kid for about 11 years. And at 16, I started working at a coffee shop there. And the owner was 18. And so that was like really inspiring. Her parents were doctors and they helped her get it started. And what I loved most about it was it's not just about coffee. Like I wasn't a big coffee drinker, even when I opened the store. But what I loved about it was that there was always something for everyone, whether you were a child or a teenager or a grandparent or a parent or whatever. There was something there, whether it be a smoothie or a sandwich or pastries. And I just love that community aspect of it.
You've definitely recreated that. If you've ever been to Angels Island, you know this kind of got a different family feel to it than a lot of places. And hey, I remember going there when my son was little and playing board games that were already just sitting right there, and he could have like a little muffin or something like that. I have fond memories of that him growing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Like it's not just about the coffee, right? It's about the community and all the different things that you do. I mean, it's
Yeah.
tough naming your business. So, how did you settle on? I'm going to go with Angels Island Coffee.
Well, growing up in the islands, that's where the island part came from. And my name is Angel. So I wanted to put all three of them together.
I like it. So, my name is Joe Martin, and I do fitness. So, my business, my official LLC, is Joe Martin Fitness. So,
Okay.
I like naming
Yes.
things what they are, right? So, I like that.
Right. Yeah. I love that.
All right, so we're gonna get into like kind of the technical nerd because I'm a coffee nerd. I love coffee. So, how do you define like a great cup of coffee? What's kind of some non-negotiables when you're serving coffee?
I really like quality. Our beans are very fresh. We order it from a roaster that we've stuck with this whole time. And we order it that day, it gets roasted that day, mailed the next day. We get it within a few days, and then it's on our shelf for 7 days or less. Um, Typically, flavors are a little bit longer, but I mean, it's just really good fresh beans. And so we try to make a fresh pot of coffee pretty regularly because I'd rather dump it and have sell 1 cup for a fresh pot rather than having somebody have lukewarm coffee or just coffee just doesn't taste as fresh. So that quality is big for me. And our espresso is really, really important that we do our dialing in properly, regularly, and that we're serving the best cup that you would make for yourself.
I drink black coffee, so actual good coffee is important to me. So, I
Yeah.
won't name any places. There's a place called it rhymes with car trucks that it's like burnt beans if you ever drink like a black
Yeah.
coffee at this unnamed spot. So yeah, you have there's definitely a difference. If you're a true coffee drinker, you know that. So when you look at you got a bunch of different options and they're seasonal and things like that. But what's kind of the drink that you're most proud of?
I would say our blonde Americano. So, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't drink very much coffee in the beginning. And so that's why on our menu it says Angel Style, because for many years it was Angel Style, which is like double sweet, which is a lot of sugar. And then after having my first child, I had a lot of sugar. And then the second child, I backed down the sugar and then I added another shot of espresso. I needed more caffeine. And then my third child, I can almost drink it black, but I just have like 3 shots and some cream. But how I created the blonde Americano was my first way of getting out of the sugar. It's our brown sugar syrup that we make ourselves, and it's hot water or cold water, whichever, and it has a lot of half and half, but it's a really good blend of sweetness and creaminess in a drink. So when people are like, I'm not sure what I like to drink, I always suggest the blonde Americano because it is a perfect intro to tasting our quality bean, but also it being just sweet enough.
There you go. There you go. If you're not sold already, you are. I guess. And what's
Try
kind
to
of
be
what's kind of like a sleeper hit, the one that's like it's really good, but not as many people order it as it should.
our chai, honestly. I mean, we do sell a lot of chai, but people are scared to try chai. It's kind of like where the trend of matcha is going, which matcha has a lot of good health benefits, and we do sell that there. Um, but the chai we make ourselves in house, and it's giant buckets. I mean, people hear the word giant, but it's like massive buckets. And we do it every 6 weeks. And so we put all the spices and all the milk in there and we do all the mixing. And that's like, it's like a 5, 6 hour process, but it is a really good chai. And growing up in Fiji, I was around a lot of Indians. And so I like know what true authentic chai tastes like. This is not authentic in that way, but it's really close if you want to make it more American style.
There you go. Well, I got to try that now. I've been there 100 times and never tried the chai, so I gotta.
Well, a lot of people who do like coffee, they'll get a dirty chai, and that's one shot of espresso in there, but you can add as many shots as you want. But people do love the dirty chais because it gives a little bit of the cutting of the sugar down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm definitely adding the shot. That's for sure. So
yeah,
right there.
of
So,
course.
I mean, obviously you serve more than just coffee and espresso. You got a lot of different menu items. How do you choose what to serve and what kind of kick it off to the side?
Well, we check our stats really, but we try not to have a huge menu because we want to be able to still have our quality. Our breakfast sandwiches are really skyrocketing. I mean, they have always been, but we've just recently in the last year started selling egg, and people love egg on breakfast sandwiches. But we did a big variety of a salad for a while, and that just kind of didn't go, and we were wasting product and throwing it out each week. We didn't sell enough, so it's just trying to be as simple as possible so that the baristas can have easier way to understand the menu, and we can always kick out quality food. And our pastries, I go to two different places to get them because our customers are kind of like married to some pastries, and I just care a lot about what they want. So I'd rather go to two different places than just stick with one and being a little bit more simplistic. So I do listen to our customers' feedback.
Yeah, you got to, right? That's how you've been in business for 18 years. That's the next thing, which you clearly started when you were 12 years old. You opened up your 12. I mean, you've been through some incredibly challenging times. If people don't know kind of what you've been through over the years, so can you kind of share a few of those and how you made it through?
Yeah, so I was 22 when I started, just for your reference. My dad always taught me at a very young age that like the envision of where we are now in the coffee shop 18 years later, I would have enjoyed having the aesthetics of it and everything way back then. But he taught me you got to start small, you got to, then you can scale, or whatever you need to do, but let your customers grow with you. And so they get to see your changes and so they can feel like they're part of the cheerleaders, that are on the sideline, like, yes, you got a pastry case. Like that was a big deal. It was $50 for a pastry case and we couldn't afford it. And so that has kind of really been my mindset from the very beginning that we can always grow. And so to make sure that we're not, holding ourselves too tightly. But COVID was actually great for the business. We grew because people had so much time and they were like, I've always wanted to go, and everybody wanted to keep all the small businesses into business. And so super thankful for that, even though it was a trying time for many. But also, the overpass that we have now, a lot of people who were trying to get to us didn't know how to get to us. And even now, people will miss that first turn and have to make a loop around or have to like Google map it, how to go through the neighborhood. And I remember during that time, I was literally driving to the shop from my house and I was like, I'm going to do a video to show people how to get to my store and how to get, back the alleyway and stuff. And I just started recording. And people, were like really appreciative, but also some people were like, hey, you should have been recording. I was like it was panic mode. I was like, this is a perfect time. But it worked out well. I was safe. Everybody was safe. But just trying to navigate as much as we could during that time. I had a lot of interviews on the TV because people were really complaining about the overpass. And so the news channel was just eating it up. And so I was like, free advertisement for me, absolutely. But that was actually the year that we thought that we would close down. I said by the end of the year, we couldn't pay our bills. And for the first time, I was going to be like, okay with the fact that we had to shut down. Even though I knew that we were capable of more, I just kind of held on and just cut costs as much as I could and did, the random recording and trying to get on the news. So the community has been the only reason why we're still around for 18 years, to be honest. And that is just something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you guys didn't live, you weren't here when the overpass were going on. So many businesses went under during that time.
Yeah.
So it's awesome you're still here. And it wasn't easy to get there before. And then I made it even worse. But hey, if you know, you know, right? You can go, the cool
Yeah,
kids know how to get there, and it's worth the
that's right.
effort. If you can get to Rosie's, you can get to Angel's Island Coffee.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, when you all know you've been to Rosie's, so you can make it there. So some of your employees have been known for, I mean, throughout the years, very consistently being warm, fast, and consistent service. What's your secret for training employees?
Well, when I worked at all the places I worked at previously, I've worked at a movie theater with the little bow tie, and I worked at Sonic. I did not rollerblade or roller skate, I was too afraid. I worked at Atlanta Bread, and I worked at Tuesday Morning, and a couple other places. Oops. I I definitely learned from everywhere that I worked at. One manager told me a long time ago, do as I say, not as I do. And I remember that stuck with me. That is really wrong. Like, you shouldn't be saying that. And so, what I did at each place that I worked at, I kind of looked at how they ran their store and I kind of manifested how I would run my store differently. And so, I really pour into my employees and I work on our character as individuals. If we are not doing okay, then we can't serve the customers. If we're not able to navigate each other, we can't serve our customers either. You know, the energy between toxicity that comes out in a coffee. And so it is important that I genuinely love and care for each employee. And so with them feeling that support, I think that's why we have been able to retain our employees as long as we have. And we have had in 18 years only a few people leave, you know, with issues. But other than that, people who do find like a big girl job or maybe they graduated, they have been like, please don't take me off the schedule. Please let me do still one day. Like they are willing to work, you know, 9 to 5 and then still come into the shop because they love the atmosphere that we create for them. And I think out of all these years, I had one employee tell me that I have more energy when I leave work than when I come in. And that has just stuck with me and made me feel really proud of how I really focused in on them.
Man, it shows. You know, it pays off. They're always smiling when they're working. You don't see that most places. Smiling faces everywhere you work. So, man, that's it. And you can't fake caring, right? There's some things you can fake, but caring is not one of them. And I think you should bring the bow tie back. I think that would go over. I think that's going to take you to the next level. Bring that bow tie.
My son would love that.
I mean, you've done a ton of work with small businesses and community events and things like that. What were some of your favorite ways over the years you've collaborated?
Just being transparent, honestly. I'm good friends with Brian at Bigfoot Little Donuts and Christy, the owner of Honest, and I have their cell phone numbers. Like we, you know, will ask questions. Like I just recently met with her to ask how, you know, how she's running things so that I can learn how to run mine better. Or maybe she had some ideas or some skills or some things that she learned. And I'm, as soon as I learn something, if I know that it will benefit someone else, that I share it. And so that's kind of what I've done with them specifically and some other coffee shops as well. But I'm an open book. I want everybody to thrive and grow. We're all different. It doesn't matter. I've never felt like I've been any kind of competition, even with that big place that's just down the street. You know, there's enough room for all of us, and it works so much better when we are friends and we're getting along, and especially if we can help each other grow individually.
Hey, that's the way it should work, right? That's what this podcast is all about: is collaborating, not competing. We all get better. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you look back in year one, what is something you wish you had known when you first started?
Well, number one, to keep my first dollar. I was just so excited to get my first sale that I didn't even think about that. But a lot of people don't know that I worked open to close every single day for 2.5 years without getting paid a dime. And I was able to because I was young, living with my parents. I mean, I was able to get gas paid for by the business, you know, in a cell phone. But I had no life really. And so I just remember being lonely at first for a while. I'd tell my friends to come visit me at the shop because I couldn't go anywhere. We didn't have any employees. My brother worked a little bit. We hired like one guy and then another girl. But It was lonely, but I'm so thankful that I pushed through and I just started taking advice instead of being like, this is my store, I know how to run it, which I was kind of a butt for a couple of years. But realizing that everybody has a gift and that they have some knowledge that I can grow from. So I wish I would have realized that I could have collaborated with more people at a younger age and at the beginning of the store so that I could have grown, but everything works out like it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's it. Man, that is a grind. Those first few years, man, they're tough. And you look back like, how
Yeah.
did I make it through that? But
Yeah.
yeah, you do what you got to do, right? So
Yeah.
kind of fast forward to today, how do you balance running that business with family time?
Well, I'm really thankful that the culture that I have created with the baristas, everybody knows their tasks, they know their responsibilities, and they take ownership of that. And so we are all just a family, you know. I've learned to slow down a little bit. Like when I had little babies and I was still working a lot, like that was hard, not being in the shop and not being able to continue to pour into them. But I'm not behind the counter as much, which is a beautiful thing because that means that it's running smoothly and I don't have to be behind the counter. And I talk too much and people talk to me too much, so I'm not helpful. So I'm back there one day a week, but I try to make sure that I focus on my kids, but they also know and love my employees so much. So we do homeschooling there like once or twice a week. And so the kids are very present. So they feel like they're part of the family too. But it's also sweet because I get to teach them stuff about like how to be better, how to get their first job, and like what I pour into the employees, I pour into them, and then they are learning from all of that.
Get some real life lessons right there. That's going to pay off.
I actually hired them. They clean the shop actually every Sunday or Saturday night. I make them clean the bathrooms and the floors and the windows and the walls. So, I'm like, this is a family business, like for real. So I need your help. And I wanted to lighten the load of the baristas so they could get other things accomplished by me making my kids
I
clean.
love it. Why have kids? You can't put them to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to earn your keep around here, kids. So,
That's
yeah.
right. That's
All right. So I
right.
know for someone like yourself who's full of energy and caffeine, you're ready for the rapid fire section. Are you ready for this rapid fire part?
All right, let's go.
I thought you'd be ready. So, what's your own go to drink at your own place?
Double shot with cream and a little bit of hot water and some cinnamon.
Simple but effective. That's what you're looking for, right? What's the busiest hour of the day at Angels?
Funny question. There's too many. So I would say 7 to 8:15, but that same busyness is also again at like 10:05 and then again in the afternoon around 3 or 3:30. So it's the same kind of busyness, just different.
That makes sense. I can see those. And if you guys didn't know, they have a drive-through at Angels. So a lot of people 7 o'clock
Yes,
probably hitting that drive-through. So if you ever need to, you're driving through, you can do that at Angels. So
that's right.
what's your favorite pastry pairing?
Oh, cheese Danish. This is so dangerous, super dangerous. Cheese Danish with my coffee.
That's good. I got to get one now. I mean, I got a whole list. I'm writing stuff down over here. Hi, cheese Danish. It all starts with a C. That's helpful. So
Yes.
what's one song that belongs on the shop playlist?
We don't have a favorite song. Like we have multiple different playlists. Everybody has different moods, and so we don't have a song. We definitely don't.
Yeah, you get a little bit of everything there. That's it. So
Yeah.
what's a coffee pet peeve of yours?
Like people ordering or just coffee.
You can go either way. Which you can answer it either way you
Oh,
want.
okay. So coffee pet peeve is when the filter in the bun machine flops down and then espresso and the beans just start pouring out over the side and just oozing out and it just gets everywhere because there's coffee grounds everywhere. Even if you wipe it up, it's on the towel, so then it just transfers. Definitely biggest pet peeve.
We've all been there. If you ever used a filter with a coffee machine, you've been there. And
Yeah.
just do that
Yeah.
10x for a giant one at Angels. You know what you're talking
Right?
about.
Yes.
All right, what's a local business you'd like to give a shout out to?
Like I mentioned earlier, Bigfoot Little Donuts and Honest Coffee.
Awesome people with awesome businesses, right? So, and
Yes.
they're just very
Yes.
helpful. I've never collaborated myself. I've met with Chrissy a couple times. Man, she's just always looking to help people. And that's what we need more.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Absolutely.
all right, finish this sentence. Huntsville needs more blank.
Angels in their life.
There you go with coffee. That's it. Hey, you get a billboard on the Parkway for 1 week. What are you putting on that billboard?
Come sit with us where you will have coffee, community, and connection.
There you go, the C's, and then throw a chai in there too if you need another C.
And if she's Danish.
Killing it on the seat. Yeah. Yeah, do that. Well, we need to make that happen. Who's rich and can buy Angel a billboard? Let holler at her. All right.
Yeah, please.
So
Yes.
it's a lot of fun catching up with you. Before we go, though, where can people find you? We've mentioned it a little bit. What's your hours, your location? What's all that good stuff?
So we are open Monday through Saturday, 6 o'clock in the morning till 8. The only hours that we are a little bit different. Wednesday we close at 6 for church, and then Saturday we open up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we're on Instagram, soon to be TikTok, Facebook. Our website is getting finished up, so it should be launching soon. But you can check us out on all those other socials.
There you go. Go by there. Look for that orange building. Go to Rosie's. Turn around. Come back. See Angel over there. Get you an Angel's coffee. It's got her name on
Yeah.
it. You know it's got to be a good one or a chai. We've mentioned that. So I'd like to kind of get a little bit more specific on how people can help. Is there a way our community can support you this month?
Well, if you didn't know, we also have a mobile espresso bar. And so that, holiday season is coming up, corporate events, those are some of our wonderful times because it gives me the opportunity to be able to get my coffee out somewhere else that's not in my brick and mortar. And when we've done that, so many people have been like, man, I've always wanted to try you, and you're at my office at Boeing or whatever, SMD. And they're just excited because then they get hooked. They get to try it, they get to see our faces. And, if you have a corporate event coming up, that's a wonderful way to support us. If you want coffee for your holiday party, you can hire us to do that as well. But coming in, just trying it out and trying out a breakfast sandwich with some egg would be great because it'll just blow your mind. But just come check us out if you've never been there. We hope to be able to give you the coffee community and connection that you're looking for.
There you go. And hey, the holidays will be here before you know it. Go ahead and get her book before someone else does. Get in there. If you want to take care of your employees, you want to get your employees excited, have a mobile
Exactly.
espresso bar there. Not just like that burnt coffee up there. When they got real good coffee up there, man, they'll be fired up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, Angel. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I learned a few things, so that was great. And I've known you for a long time. So thanks for coming on and
Yeah.
sharing your story.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joe.
Absolutely. And if you're listening right now, please share this episode. Somebody needs a cheese Danish and a chai in their life. Somebody needs a mobile espresso bar. Everybody needs Angel in their life. So please share this episode, get the word out there, and we'll see you guys next week on the Huntsville Hustle podcast.
Yeah. Thank you.